wonderful things in this Perek already, that there are two things a person has to have in mind. The person has to always be thinking, what is the goodness and what's bad in the world? And against that clear mark, where do my actions, they fit into that or they don't fit into that? And that further breaks it down. A person does that b'shas ma'aseh v'shlo b'shas ma'aseh. And he's thinking about it all the time. But davar zeh, we continue, hodi unu, they made known to Chachamim Zichrono Livracha in Eruvin. Noach lo la'adam shelo nivra yosem mishenivra. It's better for a person not to be born than to be born. Okay, that's not our topic. V'achshav shenivra, this is our topic. What does, okay, we are born, we're here. Yefash veish b'maisav, look into your actions, pishpush. V'amri lo yemash veish b'maisav. And some say, not yefash veish b'maisav, rather yemash veish b'maisav. So, Mesilas Yesharim is going to explain to us the difference between these two things and work with both of them. This is a sign often, right? When there are two Lashonos in the Gemara, we don't reject either one. We work with both and we learn lessons from both. Yifash feish, v'yamashmesh. Both. Pishpush, umishmush. Let's see. V'tera, you'll see, Shnei Lashonos heim shtei asharas, these are two exhortations. Tovos, good. Mo'ilas modin are very, very effective, very helpful. Kinei pishpush ma'asim. What's the idea of pishpush? Lachkor al klal hamasim lidbonin bo. And the general idea of his actions, lidbonin bo. And to, again, reflect that word again and again, lidbonin bo. And I reflect on my actions. I take them in on the general sense. What? Hanimtza bahem ma'asim ashol yei asu. Are the things which I should not do. Asher einam holchem al pi mitzvahs Hashem v'chukav. They're not going according to the commandments of Hashem and His chukav. Why use a double lashon mitzvahs Hashem v'chukav? I don't know. Ki kol asher yimotzim eli yivareim in olam. Stark language, strong language. What do you do with those? Yivareim, biur. Destroy them. Get rid of them. You find something in your actions which are not consistent with the Ratzon Hashem. Yivareim. Wow. Biur, like biur chametz. Get rid of them. So that is pishpush. Acha mishmush, so what's mishmush if that's what pishpush is? Hu hachakira, that's the delving into afil v'matzim atov matzim. Okay, so something passed the first bar, it passed the pishpush, but now I have to do the mishmush. And now I say, even on the good things I'm doing, lachkor l'road, to delve into them and to see, hayesh binyanim eze pniyah shelo tova. Is there some part of it? There's some part of which isn't going the right way. Or eze chelik ra. Maybe it has a pniyah shelo tova, meaning usually that means like I'm doing it for a little bit the wrong reason. Pniyah refers to that, and I'm not sure exactly how to translate it. Or maybe there's even a chelik ra. Maybe there's like negative what I'm doing. You should start lasir levara that goes back to the biur, right? So maybe there's a pniyah lo tova which has to get fixed up, or there's a part of it, a chelik, which is ra, which needs to get that strong lotion lasir, get rid of it, and biur levaro varei zek mishamish b'mashmesh b'beged. Right, that's like checking into the beged. It's not a question of throwing out the beged. Some begadim you throw them out, right? It's ruined. That's the pishpush. But the mishmush of the beged is livchon hatov chazaku chalash v'balui. Is it a strong beged or is it a weak beged and it's used up already? Balui. Can you mashmish b'maasav? So too, a person has to do mishmush maasav livchon tchunasam to check out their nature. But tachlis havchana in the great level of distinction. Aji she'er, here's the words, zach v'naki. A person wants his actions at the end of the day should be zach v'naki, cleansed, clear, like zach is clean, shem and zayit, zach, v'naki, clean, right, pure and clean. What does a person want to do? My action be pure and clean. Klal hadavar. Well, we're going to leave the klal hadavar for a second. I want to explain a little bit more what this, by the way, which one do we engage in more, would you say? Those who do get involved, and we all get involved a little bit, in pishpush or mishmush. So I think this is very important. I think we're much more connected to pishpush than mishmush. The person understands, Lashon Hara, got to get rid of it, Betel Torah, got to rid of it, excessive technological uses, I have to be careful, set up gedarim for myself, set up boundaries, don't want to get addicted, etc. That's pishpush. But now there's something else, which is called the mishmush. And we have to do that also. A true evidence of Hashem, a true maskil b'avodas Hashem. Someone who's intelligent of avodas Hashem is looking for more. Things aren't binary. I think that's the point here. Pishpush is a binary question. Good, bad. Good, stays. Bad, beer. Mishmush is already, wait. Life is deeper than that. It's not binary. I want to give an example from my own life, if I may. I mentioned this before, and it's on my mind because it's, as I mentioned, I've recently been working a lot on getting my Sefer out there, Yediyas Torah step by step. And, I thought about it and its effort, and in a certain way I'm busy, and, I decided that it's definitely a correct thing to do. I think the Sefer has a message of trying to retain learning. It has an importance because many people struggle in this area, etc., etc. It's seen success, Siyat Dishmaya. So altogether, it's a check. So now that's the pishpush. Should I spend X amount of time, going places, selling, talking about the topic, not just selling, I'm talking about the topic, Yishmuzim, Baruch Hashem, recently I was Zochah to speak in many yeshivas about the topic, and sell some books, etc. Yefemod. But now the mishmush is, wait. So now that I'm done, right? So I'm good. No, you're not necessarily good. Wait, are you doing L'Shem Shemayim, or are you doing it to get covered? That would be the Pniyah Lo Tovah, right? The general thing is not a question whether I should go or not, but there's a Pniyah Lo Tovah. Maybe something in my presentation is bringing too much attention onto myself. Maybe I'm schwitzing, bragging, right? That would be Pniyah Lo Tovah. That would be a chelik, which it's not good to brag, right? You sell a sefer, you have to say, if you get up there and say, well, I don't know why anybody should buy my sefer, and there, 50 svarim come out a week, and everybody should have atzlacha, and thank you for bringing me, and then that's foolishness, right? You have to push it. I was recently, someone bored was this guy pushing his sefer, right? But it was good to see, because there's a little bit of a turn-off even sometimes you're pushing so much. So that's it. But okay, so you have to push your sefer, but now are you bragging? Are you overdoing it? Is it not appropriate the way you speak about it, right? And the person delves into it in a non-binary way. It's not a question, we have to have like the confidence kind of, and we have to have the confidence and the know-how and the care to realize that our actions, it's not just a question of good or bad, it's a question of better and improving and getting things to be zachmanaki. Ad kamish yadenu masagas, right? It doesn't necessarily mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that, okay, so, it's past me perhaps right now to think I'm only going to do L'Shem Shemayim and not think about the success, etc. That's not necessarily realistic, but whatever level it will be for each person can judge and be mamashmish and say, oh, there's something not good in it, right? This is an inappropriate part. This is not L'Shem Shemayim part. Maybe part of my presentation, maybe my jokes, you can make a joke which isn't the type of joke you should make. Something, certainly chas v'shalom, nothing unclean or anything like that. But you never know, right? So kiruv, someone's involved in kiruv. Excellent example. The pishpush, it's a good thing. Baruch Hashem, Klal Yisrael needs people involved in kiruv. Now the mishpush is okay, but now is this appropriate? Is this inappropriate? Should I be doing this? Should I not be doing this? Is this? Does the ends justify the means? These means the ends justify those means. That's the mishmush, being bodekit. Sometimes we're scared to engage in that. We just want to leave it binary. Look, I got a heter for this. Yeah, you got a heter for that. But mishmush means to go into it more. I'm an avrech. The pishmush, very good to be an avrech. The mishmush, am I working hard? Am I avoiding life? Do we have enough parnasa? Can my wife still carry the old? If it will be, that means already getting back to pishmush, because that's dealing with the basic question. But am I helping enough at home? Am I coming on time to say it, or am I learning with a geschmack? Am I learning with fire, or I'm just kind of like hanging on, mishmush, and so many things like that. So many things. I just say this to explain it's such an important thing that the Mesilas Yesharim Kedarka is laying out for us so clearly, and you see how he learned from Chazal. We just pishpush mishmush, good pishpush mishmush, cute, right? No. Pishpush is one thing, and mishmush is another thing. Better, we should have been born on some level. Now they were born, nope. What? Yifashmish myself. Omri yimashmish myself. And they're both mo'ilas v'tovas ma'od, two things that a person must do. Mishmush and pishpush. Klal adavar yada ma'ayin al ma'asav. Person be ma'ayin in his actions. Kulam mufakech al kol drachav. Right? Again, I don't know what the exact difference between masav and drachav is. But you have to be ma'ayin u'mefakeach, ma'ayin al ma'asav u'mefakeach al drachav. Look at this. Shlo laniach latzot, don't leave yourself any hair go ra, either ra. I want at the end that no bad hergel, no bad habit, right? People develop bad habits. I remember I was talking to my boss in the old age days, Eric Hubersmith, and Lito Ellis. We were discussing a certain staff member, and he said he has bad habits. You develop bad habits, whatever the bad habits were, but you get a bad habit, hergel ra. You have to get her. Oh, why do I do that? Oh, that's what I do. I speak bluntly to people. I'm a little insulting. I come late, and everybody waits for me. That's a hergel ra. I take out my phone during meetings. Wait. That's a hergel ra. I show distraction, and I'm not polite. Hergel ra. Get rid of it. Come late to davening. Leave early from davening. Right? Don't pay attention to this part of davening. Hergel ra. Or midah ra. Chalila, midah ra, bad characteristics. Right? That's a person that's judging himself, evaluating himself, looking at himself, and he sees these things. Kol sheken averu pesha. This is important. Sometimes we're more bothered by hergel ra, or for sure from midah ra, than an averu pesha. But look at the Mesilas Yesharim. I'm not going to leave lo lanich latzmo hergel ra umidah ra. Well, the more so averu pesha. Averu is for sure I'm going to get rid of. Right? Hashem should help us to do the proper cheshbon nefesh and get rid of all our hergel ra, all of our midas ros, and kol sheken any averu pesha, which chalila we have. Hatzlacha.